just leaving my physical therapy. It's been a common trip for me here weekly, heading over to the emergency room and getting my head and neck taken care of. I want to highlight a couple things here with you this morning, and just excited about the weekend that we just came through. Easter highlights, right? The services many of you participated in, the brunch that we did, baptisms, just a full weekend. Our fundraiser for our mission trip. Want to roll out spring and summer plans as far as finish up the school year, and then also our summer mission trip. So hang with me, and we're going to touch base on all of those. And one other extended thing is an invite for me to have my own kind of personal sabbatical. And so I want to talk to you briefly about what that looks like as well. So let me pull in here, and we'll kind of get through the list. In part, kind of selfishly ask you to pray over me in the next few months as I pray over you. So Easter again, man, what a time that we had as far as energy, and just the number and the volume is just something about the critical mass of God's people getting together to celebrate. Just as important as Christmas and the incarnation and even the death that we celebrated on Friday of Jesus. Not to get over animated with that. That's a sober thing, right? That he died for our sins, but also like everything swings on the pendulum of Jesus' resurrection. All his authority and power and everything that he said was going to happen, because he demonstrated it through the resurrection. All right, you know all that I'm preaching again, but just exciting to be part of that and to see the baptisms. I love to hear people's stories, and so kudos to you guys that stepped forward and said, I want to follow Jesus, and here's a demonstration of that commitment. And not to mention our brunch. I mean, what a huge deal to put that on, the first ever pineapple palm tree, right? Heard lots of feedback. People loved the brunch. It was a good fundraiser, by the way. I haven't counted up what it was yet, but that'll go towards our summer mission. And even the drama that you guys did. I even thinking this. Stay with me with this thought for a second. It's the first year since I've been at this church, so over 20 years, that the youth just didn't sponsor the first service altogether. It's the first time, and last year was a little glitch because of COVID, but we still did our own little video, if you remember that or not. And so there's something about laying our ministry on the altar and allowing God to do something new and different and creative. And in so doing, I think this year it was like multiplied. And there's a lot of stuff off of my table as far as I didn't do baptisms this year. And so just excited to be an observer, a participant altogether. And it was different, right? It was different for us, but I think there's this momentum that is growing at Faith Bridge that I'm just excited to be a part of. I'm so glad to be fully staffed with Jeff and James Allen, just kind of the full team there. And I just, all that to say, some of what I want to visit away, we didn't want to take away from the resurrection of Jesus. And so as we walk through the tail end of this little video, maybe that will be more clear. So there's things planned beyond Easter here. We got the month of April, and kind of FSM as usual on Wednesday nights and Sunday mornings, and some events along the way. Our expo night, the end of April, the last Wednesday of April. And then May, we take a little bit of a break because the school systems usually do a choir concert on Wednesday nights. They do the sports banquets on Wednesday nights. And so we then defer to you, whether you jump back into small groups or maybe do a little, what we've called in the past, fireside fellowships, or someone's putting on a campfire and you invite others over, and maybe that's multiple small groups getting together. That can be decided as we get into May. And then our graduates, don't want to skip out on our graduates. And what an odd year for you, as well as the 2020 crew, right? But at least you've been able to do some in-person studies this year. So just kudos to you guys as you're graduating, and we've got some gifts in store for you seniors. It's always a bittersweet as you guys take off. Sad to see you go, but also excited that you're moving more and more and more into adulthoods, and you get to enjoy the privileges of adulthood and not just the responsibilities of it. Now that you're graduating, so and just celebrating. I mean, that's a big mile marker for you guys to finish high school, and so celebrate that with you. So the new news that is going to affect you guys just as much as me in my family is that if you're aware of, about a month and a half ago, I underwent some pretty major treatment on my neck. The treatment did not go so well. It was a platelet-rich plasma where they take my blood, spin it, separate the good platelets, and then inject it into my neck. It took me a week or two to kind of even try to recover from that. And then I had an allergic reaction, just snowballing. Again, I put on a pretty good face and don't talk a lot about it. At least I think I put on a good face. Maybe not. But this treatment was after many, many years of kind of neglect and been really hard on my body and compression of my spine. And it's limited me a lot with you guys. And so actually after that treatment, in the midst of it, I just to share a weakness, I called our leadership over and said, hey man, guys, I need prayer. I need you to pray over me. I was kind of in a dark place. And in so doing, I was surprised, shocked, encouraged. They came and prayed over me, but then also proposed a gift. And that gift is a sabbatical proposal. You're like, what is a sabbatical? That is a weird word, sabbatical. Well, the proposal said, Phil, we love what you do here, and I feel that love. I may have shed a tear or two, but they want me to take a little break to heal up. And so I want to share that with you guys before the greater church body, because it's going to affect you, specifically in April. We've let the lead team know in advance, and they have prepped and rolled out what we already started in the last couple months as far as our identity study that we're going through. And so Adite and Sharon and Kim and the rest of the gang, and you guys as student leaders, especially you small group leaders, encourage you to step up and help lead specifically on Wednesday nights through April. And then May and June kind of take care of themselves. And my goal is to heal up and be back by the mission trip in August. Of course, the end of July, August. I've got some marriages that I'm officiating in between there as well. So some of this might be TMI, too much information for you, but I'm in a bad spot physically, and the compression of the last few years without having a full staff has been hard. I'll just kind of leave it at that. And I think the leadership have seen that and want me to kind of heal up. So not only physically, but just like mentally and emotionally and spiritually, I need to break away. Getting a little burnt out. And again, love you guys. I love the camaraderie of visiting. It's not like I'm going away. There will be some little mini trips, probably. I want to go back to my roots and visit some of the people that got me started into ministry 20 plus years ago. And 20 plus years ago, I'm like old. Not as invincible as I once thought I was. The other physical elements that I'm adding to this is my hip. My right hip is in a bad spot, and so I don't know if that's going to mean surgery or what that means, but I just really covet your guys' prayer and our family as I take the next 3 months to do something I've never done before, is have a sabbatical. And I'm praying that God gives clarity and a pure heart and really rejuvenates my passion and my hope and gives me a new starter. So that when summer and fall hits, I'm excited to jump back into student ministry. Maybe this is Captain Obvious, but it's Trey's senior year, and that group, and this group of seniors that's coming through, now juniors, one of the largest classes coming through, and I would say also one of the most primed for ministry. And to not only encourage that year that's coming, but also like how you invest in the underclassmen to come will really pay dividends in the longevity of the student ministry here at Faith Bridge. So again, I want to apologize too if there were some of you that I talked to in the last week or two that this was cloaked a little bit, but man, we really just wanted to concentrate on Jesus, death, burial, resurrection, and not take away from any of that because of my own. I know this is a long message, but I just humbly request, covet your prayers. I'm having a good morning. It's always good after physical therapy that do a little work over. But I just covet your prayers that God will give me vision and clarity of what the next seasons of our life is going to be like. 45, and I'm a rarity. Student ministry pastors are usually 2 to 3 years into it, and then they transition. But I love students. I'll be doing this the rest of my life, no matter where or when I'm called to it. But I got to heal up, and yeah, we just covet your prayers. Love you guys. Thanks for loving on me and my family. And if you got any questions, concerns, message me. I'll be semi-available through the break. I believe Pastor Jeff's going to roll this out to the greater church body on his midweek as well. All right, till next time.